earn $200,000 a year, offer Ozempic via your own healthcare clinic. It's like having your own merch store, but for medication. Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be talking about Ozempic or GLP-1s, but we're going to be focusing on a video that I saw that I thought was really, really good and kind of shares some stuff that's going on that I feel that people don't really understand. And so this is Stella. So we've talked about Stella quite a few times on the channel before. She recently got married. She was Stella Williams. Now she's Stella Cottrell. But she is someone that has been a plus size influencer for quite a long time. And she shared her journey. She ended up getting, I believe it was a VSG. She lost a good amount of weight, talking about that. And there's just, she's kind of been doing this for quite a long time. And she has been, in my opinion, a pretty solid and measured voice in the whole scene. I've always appreciated her takes and her videos that she makes. And so when I saw this TikTok, I was like, wow. And then there's even more to go along with it. But as you can see in the in this video, it says here on screen, I was offered $20,000 to tell you to sell you Ozempic influencer transparency. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this TikTok, and I'm just gonna share my thoughts on it. And then again, there's some more information I have to share as well.
You are being sold Ozempic, GLP-1s, and semaglutides, and I think it's time to have a little bit of influencer transparency about all this. I don't think anyone in this world is hating on someone for wanting to lose weight. I know so many wonderful creators like myself who have had maybe a weight loss surgery or gone through a natural weight loss that still have integrity and respect for the fat community that helped them get to where they are today.
So Stella is obviously kind of talking about this because she is part of like the fat, not fat acceptance community, but just the fat community on TikToks and stuff like that. And there are like certain people that community sees as when they lose weight, it's almost like they're turning their back on that community. We're not going to be talking about that in this video, but that's kind of the things that she's sharing and those anxieties that people might have. So that's kind of what she's talking about if you just kind of aren't really aware at all.
And as we know, there are a lot of creators who have taken a better than approach, and it's not great, but please refrain from mentioning anyone by name in the comments. I will delete them because this is not the space for calling them out. This is a video though for you to understand what's been going on with Ozempic in the last year specifically. A year ago, I got my first Ozempic collab offer, and it was pretty nuts. Right off the bat, usually a company will be like, hey, this is who we are. Would you like to work with us? Let's talk rates. This company was a random weird company. It sounded legit. They straight up were like $15,000, 15-second ad. I'm like, who is this? What is this? At the time I was in between management, and I clicked it, and it was like a one-page landing page, no contact information, very, very sketchy. As you guys.
So again, $15,000 for an ad about a drug, right? That's very important. And the thing is that is incredibly weird. And I'm glad that Stella kind of alarm bells went off, because there are plenty of people that would have seen that and just taken it at face value and taken that deal, right? And so this is why I always tell people to I'm not saying that if an influencer or someone you follow, even me, right, is doing an ad for something, that it's always a bad thing and that they're getting rid of their integrity for doing it. But it's incredibly important to always be vigilant and take everything you hear with a grain of salt, right? Because a lot of times people are offered this kind of money. And now I can say for myself personally, I have never been offered anywhere near that much for anything I've ever done. Nowhere near that much. And so, I can understand why people would see that number, and because that's life-changing money. That is life-changing money. And so I understand why someone would take that. But it's such a bummer because you're ending up promoting a drug, and especially usually the way that this is promoted is through, it's not through, you have a specific doctor that you're going to see every single time, right? It's a little bit more shaded than that. And it just doesn't feel right. I mean, I feel like most people, when they hear that, they're like, that's kind of crazy, right? This is a literal drug that has very serious and severe side effects that people are just shilling like it's a freaking foundation that they're putting on their face, right? That the rules should be different, right? For a foundation you're putting on your face versus an actual drug that has incredibly severe side effects that is supposed to be something that you're supposed to be on for the rest of your life, right?
No, Ozempic is a brand name. So the semaglutide part of it was the generic drug. And so what companies would do is they would take that generic drug and then sell it on the sketchy website. That is until Ozempic really caught on. And now they are very, very heavy in brand partnerships, meaning I won't name them because they've reached out and I don't want to get in trouble, but there are a lot of health companies that offer home delivery of medicine, and they have partnered with those companies to then partner with influencers to get those drugs to you.
Yeah, I've been seeing this more and more, not just with Ozempic, but just other drugs in general, other pharmaceuticals in general. There's all these companies, and I've been approached, again, nowhere near that amount of money, but I've been approached by these companies to sell, like, one of them was like erectile dysfunction pills, and I was just like, y'all, I hate to break it to you, but the majority of my audience are females, and so I mean, unless they want to buy it for their partners or whatever, maybe not the best idea, right? And then I've also had hair loss pills that have reached out to me, but again, it's a lot of times it's the same company, but they just have different medications that you can kind of sell, I guess. But I don't want to be someone that is selling medication. That's like, I'm a YouTuber, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It just feels like that's a little past what I should be doing on my channel. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me.
Just so you understand how insane these offers have been, a year ago it was $15,000 for a 15-second ad. Now it's $20,000 for a 3-frame Instagram story. And I'd like to reiterate, this has nothing to do with you making a
3-frame Instagram story. So that's just 3 stories for $20,000. That's unbelievable.
Personal decision to get on the weight loss drug. That is great. This is specifically toward the creators who are maybe not being the most ethical in accepting these insane offers. I mean,
yes, 100%. There's nothing wrong with taking Ozempic. There's nothing, like, I don't have a problem with that. People always say I do, whatever, right? I don't have a problem with that. It's that if you are not being 100% transparent about the fact that you are getting paid to, one, take the medication so you're not even paying for it, and then you are also making money off of the fact that people are using your link to get the medication, there is obviously such a huge conflict of interest there. Like, I don't feel like we should be doing like these influencer commission-based deals on literal drugs and medication. It doesn't feel right to me. Like, that feels like it's a step too far.
I don't even have millions of followers. I can't even imagine the dollar being thrown at the people who do have these huge, massive followings.
Seriously.
And let me just take the log out of my eye before taking the dust out of someone else's. When I went through my public VSG surgery, because, you know, weight loss surgery is a really big thing too that's being pushed to creators. I never pushed it to my followers, and I was so scared, and I would make videos like, I don't want to lose you guys, like, I'm so scared, etc.
That's such a good point, because, like, when you think about, okay, someone is being paid to basically shill this medication, of course they're not going to want to talk about the negatives. They're not going to want to talk about the things that aren't great on it. They're going to do their best to promote it as a good thing. And there is a big difference between just saying, hey, you know, I'm taking this medication and, you know, it's been really helpful for me or whatever, and, you know, I'll share my journey, versus how some people, their entire page and their entire identity on social media is this medication or this drug. That's their entire thing. That's all they talk about. Every post is about that. Why do you think that is? I'm sure a lot of times it's because they are monetarily incentivized to continue talking about it. And who knows, maybe they'll get a viral video where they're talking about this medication and they get a ton of signups on it, and then bam, that money is in their bank account, right? Like, there is nothing wrong with being someone that is taking this medication that is posting online. That's not the issue, right? It's that when you are being paid to take this medication, you are, every time someone uses your link to sign up for it, that's a problem, because of course you're not going to talk about the negatives. Of course you're going to only say how this is amazing. It's the thing that everyone should be taking, right? Because you want more people to sign up. Like, and maybe that's not everyone, but there are plenty of people that are going to go down that route. And that is a problem.
Etc. And obviously I'm a bigger girl still, but things did change and I did look different. And I can say 3 years in hindsight, the reason I never lost my core followers is because I never made them feel bad about themselves for a decision I made with my own body. And I can't understand why I mean, I guess I could understand why you would want to get past your plus size community to reach, you know, larger audiences, whatever, but at what cost? So this is just a little transparency about what's going on, and a little openness that I feel is kind of lacking around this whole conversation.
Now, obviously that was a great video and I really appreciate it, but there is also more information, and I've actually been kind of sitting on this story, it's a literal story from Instagram, for a while, because I was like, okay, I don't feel like this is enough to make a video, but I was like, I guarantee something is going to happen that will make this story, and it will fit into this video, into some sort of video, and that is this video. And so this was a story that was sent to me on Instagram by just someone randomly, and I just want to read this. I just want to read this with y'all, right? And so it says, earn $200,000 a year, offer Ozempic via your own healthcare clinic. Hey, Jessica, I'm the founder of Blank, one of the largest telemedicine weight clinics in the USA focused on men's obesity. We're serving 5,000 patients and $20 million annual revenue. Since launch in whatever, we've built a fully compliant 50-state telemedicine infrastructure where you can now use to directly offer generic Ozempic compounded semaglutide to your followers via your own branded healthcare clinic. We'll handle everything end to end, so it's very easy for you. No upfront costs. This can serve women or men independent of gender. It's like having your own merch store, but for medication. This will earn you $5,000 to $7,500 a month extra for every 50,000 followers you have. And so I actually reached out to this creator. They didn't respond to me. And so it is what it is. But because I was hoping to have kind of a conversation with them, but they just didn't respond. But those are the types of emails that are getting sent to these influencers and people that are promoting these medications. And so, like, if someone is promoting the medication, does that make them obviously a bad person? Like 100% no. But you gotta be careful. And like, it's not just a problem with like, oh, these influencers, it's the fact that this stuff is permeating and it's making this conversation about these medications so muddy, and I feel like it is making it's morphing the conversation in a way that is unrealistic and it's unnecessary, and I feel like it's causing a lot of people to feel like this medication is something that they have to take if they want to lose weight, and it is pointless to try to lose weight without it, right? And that is a problem. And people getting paid that much money to promote a drug, there's always going to be a conflict of interest there, and it's going to be very hard to trust what that person is saying as 100% fact without any sort of, they no agenda. Like, really? I don't know, man. I don't know. And like, these are just influencers. These aren't doctors. These are just influencers that maybe have to lose some weight or maybe want to lose some weight. And I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I just wanted to make this video and share that information. I would love to know what y'all think down in the comments section down below. Please let me know. And I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Peace.